Alright, we're going to do the inspection of the Triumph for the sale. I'm going to check the oil in the crankcase first. Makeshift dipstick. Dip it down inside. 10W30, just put it in last month. It's got plenty of oil down there. To actually put the oil in here, you fill in through this hole. On the front side up here is a drain plug that, for leveling, that you just fill it until it drains out of that plug. There's no dipsticks, there's nothing on this bike. And over here we'll check the transmission fluid. It's 90 weight gear oil. Get it out and past these gears here. Clean side. Comes up. Nice clean 90 weight gear oil. Check the actual oil for the motor. It's 20W50. Clean side of this. Oil in this tank only needs to be filled about halfway. You don't want to fill it full or else it'll just overflow and start shooting out of the top. And there's the 20W50 in there. Okay, kill it for right now. New Avon SMNK2 tire. It's only got, I don't know, a few hundred miles on it. Brackets for the fender, all handmade, new chrome. The fender's a 34 Ford spare tire fender that was cut in half and narrowed and peaked. Frame is all hand, or the hardtail is all hand built. It has these cast ends that we put on as like sleeves to make it look like the factory castings, like up here on the neck. Just a neat little touch. And then new brake light switch. Wiring is the old school cloth wire. All the wiring runs through the frame and goes down underneath the bike to a tray where the voltage regulator is. And did a solid piece of chromoly and spun rings into it for the rear brake, since it's only a rear brake bike. I didn't want the stock brake line because it's a little chintzy. So this thing is super solid and heim jointed and everything. Let's see, throughout the bike, all of the bolts are stainless steel hardware, and we polished every bolt head. So they're all branished and smooth, and I don't know if you can you see that in the video. The heads. It's a vintage Webco exhaust from the 50s, or not 50s, 1960s. The original chrome on it, and sound killer. Let's see. Brake pedal is a pre-unit Triumph that we fabbed up to work with this. Foot pegs are all hand spun on the lathe, made by hand. As with everything else, pretty much brass on this bike. This little breather cap right here is spun. Plugs are spun. These big spacer washers are spun. The oil tank cap is spun. I mean, pretty much all the brass on this bike is all hand spun. What else we got here? Hand spun the caps for the rockers, the oil caps up there. These are brand new, just stock pipes from Lowbrow. Motor mounts are handmade, drilled, chromed. Like I said, more of the branished and polished bolts all throughout the bike. Front forks are BSA, and then they were spun down, the forks here. So there's no bracketry for the brakes or anything on it. So it's all nice and clean, all powder coated. All the frame is powder coated, bars, the trees, anything that's black is powder coated. It's nothing rattle can. We made the wheel spacers are brass. They're all hand spun. Bracket light mount is handmade. Old 1940s, 50s Unity headlight. The caps up top here for the fork legs they're all spun to have that same kind of ring design in on them. Over to this side. Oh, and then you got the 21-inch front wheel too. That's super solid, brand new, with a brand new Avon Speedmaster front MK2. Got a Joe Hunt Magneto. It's awesome. No battery, no nothing. It's all self-contained. Put an old Webco sticker on it from the 60s that somehow survived. What else? Spun the foot peg, spun the kickstart. The plugs, like I said, all hand spun. All the lines that we used on here are super high pressure cloth braided lines. I mean, they're total overkill, but they look awesome. They're nice and clean. Ammo carb, the 928, brand new. Works great. That's about it. Oh, and then we handmade the bracket for the license plate down here too. It has rings spun into it to kind of match everything else. With the little stash tube, you can see all the lines go up through the frame. It's that old school cloth wire, and then we spun the tail light too. It's got a little LED in it, so it's super bright, and then there's also the little light down here for the license plate on the frame. Okay. Start the bike up now. It's totally cold. It hasn't been started since I put it on eBay. Yeah, like I said, it's cold. I'm going to turn the petcocks on. Turn the key to the back position. That's the on. Tickle the carb until fuel starts to come out of it a little bit. And then with the Joe Hunt Magneto, it's best to prime it first, and it starts much easier. So what you do is open throttle, then you're just going to kick it through lightly, like 3 times. So now it's got some fuel in there, and then I like to tickle it just one more time. Make sure there's plenty of fuel in that football. Then it should fire. First kick. see the headlights working. And then the tail light back here. It's on. As the little light down below is on. And then the brake light. Get on the brake light. Nice and bright. And then up to kill it, to kill the motorcycle. Up here on the handlebar, there's the switch right here. Push the switch and she dies. And then the key into the off position. That's it.